Supreme, 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 supreme. Cracking your mind, then you will find a real diamond. Refine, shine, and leave behind what's all common. Mental capabilities, capable astro. Universal principles, principles passed on. It's Naga, the god mathematic and made savage. Tried to hold the divine light, became granted as rock hard. Like I'm about to slide up in her guts with this pole. I can touch her soul, lighten in the rod. This phallus in the water, I can manifest the God. Bring the light upon the earth before I return to the stars. Bars. Supreme, 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 supreme. Supreme balance comes to everyone's life. No matter how it starts, good or bad. It's always there, but it always is there. Take the good with the sweet, the tart with the tasty. Understand the balance of life. Supreme, sour, sweet, tasty. Sarah had a dolly and Billy had a bike and mom loved to drink and dad loved to fight and when it got dark and dad would get mad, I would hear mom screaming and I knew she was sad, so I ran to the cabinet to get the gun and I would turn around and see my father like, son, supreme, supreme. You already. Now we on. Ain't nobody in the house. That's cool. You get to watch the playback, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what's going on. You still get to watch the playback if you don't get to catch the start. I'm going to give it a few minutes, maybe like 2 minutes, see if people will come in a little bit. Maybe I can play like some background music or whatever. Let me see if I got some background music.
Supreme thought, supreme being, supreme light. I manifest the knowledge for wisdom to shine bright. How you think you see the moon unless in the sun bright? When they claim independence, you can never dim the light. Today's math is understanding, I'm about to get them right. The contrast to its astral take fight. The only thing you're really missing is understanding the fight. Supreme, supreme. Starring each sage and weed, I'm about to take speed and enter me, mastering 55 degrees to deity, higher and fire and cold water, into samadhi. You could never know my body. Bars. Naga.
Didn't think I was gonna do it again, but here it go. Returning them bars into the supreme flow. Respect, I only move for divineness. My center point of circle can't follow the line in. I manifest supreme being, embodiment, connected to the stars. Light points be my history. Manifest and bringing back everything that's meant for me. My infantry. You don't really know who on my spirit team. I keep it me. Move through the air like the smoking head. Pick it out, let it go. Black fist in the afro. I'm on a horse, Geronimo, shooting a bunch of arrows on top of every pyramid. Repping just like the pharaohs. I'm repping everything new, I stand in Heru. I'm repping everything new, I stand in Heru. I freed the ibis, so got the bird's eye view. You, I freed the ibis and got the bird's eye view. Respect. Naga.
Bars heavy, bench press, you'll get your size up. Yeah, they always want to know really what's up inside us. We riders. Don't get it twisted, I'll break in sizes. You modest. I'ma stay king born, son, I promise. Trying to cross that, you need to know where the line is. I was raised with gorillas, pit bulls, and piranhas. Solar ecliptic. See the reflection through the lumen. And I can see the gold from the sun come up through the turmeric. The star need bay leaf and time. I'm cooking food again, a hooligan. Knowledge born supreme cipher, the gods two of them. Divine balance in one motion become two of them. Student and the teacher bring the knowledge to both you and them. Student and the teacher bring the knowledge to both you and them. Bars.
Bars. I'm about to start, yo. I ain't about to listen to music all day. I was trying to get people time to come in, but ain't nobody coming in right now. But I can't wait to start this knowledge, yo. Like, and sometimes I be wanting to build for a minute, so I can't just like wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, so y'all got, if you come in, you come in. You watch the playback, whatever. It is what it's gonna be, right? You already know the vibes, man. It's Naga right here. So check it out. It's the direction of making y'all look at y'all situations in life as it's a problem. You know how many problems existed for so long, how many twists and turns, the stories, all that situations, all the history, everything combined, right? Everything combined and it's finite. Everything, right? From the time where they started making stories and all this shit to teach you whatever they want to teach you. It's a lot in that. It's a lot of information in that. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about any of that? Right now, y'all got all the knowledge of the world. Y'all got everything, yo. Y'all got all the power, the whole everything. Y'all got all the power, and y'all choose to do with all this power. Y'all choose to argue about bullshit. Y'all choose to focus on the most mundane, shallow shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see people get upset about the most dumbest shit on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I be so cool. Like, I remember when I used to get frustrated by a lot of shit. I remember. But the world got y'all tempered in a certain way to where your dial and your button can be pressed by wind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just be walking and something just hit a button. You like, you know how weak that shit make you look, yo. You ain't tough. Yo, trees is tough because they just stand there and take it. They just stand there and they go through it. They get pushed back and forth. They create bark. They be strong. They got to go through stuff. Vines crawl up them and stuff. Ants be on them living. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the worst. It's the worst. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell you is y'all way more powerful than y'all even let on or give yourself the understanding to. What's going to block y'all from seeing that is all of the egotistical values that place you here. Everything in circumference that got you where you at this point is egotistical. It might have been your parents saying, ain't nothing ever gonna happen to my baby. You know what I'm saying? It might have been you winning a thought pattern in some formulation, like, nah, I'm good over here. Ain't nobody gonna do X, Y, Z. It might have been any of those things. But all those things are semantics to the value. Yo, y'all like the antibodies of the world right now. The antibodies of the world. Y'all like medicine to the world if you realize it. Like, straight up, you medicine to everything in existence. Right now, you medicine to the whole entire planet. If you realize it. Don't wear it on your shirt like you about to go out here and do something for the planet like you the one. No, tap into everything. Like, yo, look. See, you're going to have me going around in circles and all that. It's so much information and experience that y'all went through individually through the consequence of what your parents and your grandparents went through, right? So y'all came into this world a certain way. It's a lot of information attached to that, a whole bunch. And all that information that is attached to that is like, it's like puzzle pieces. Once you look at how things hit you and tempered you and how you dealt with it, it's a whole list of information with each one of those criteria. It shows you how you dealt with it. It shows you how you failed to it. It shows you how you how you stood up to some of these things. And all these values is a check-off list. You got to look at yourself. Now, when you take all this and you look at the things you've been going through in life and you've mastered and you've done for so long and you've actually gained a muscle to living in certain particular ways, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to take that knowledge and apply it in a different way because unbeknownst to you, everybody don't know the shit you went through. It might have been normal to you,
It might have been a repetition to you. It might have been something you think in your head, yo, everybody went through this. Nah, only you did. Only you experienced something 1,000,001 times in that retrospect. So then you got to separate your mind saying, you know what? I wonder how many other times other people have experienced things 1,000,001 times that I haven't experienced once. That starts showing you the powers of everybody else. Like, but y'all don't sit down and think about shit like that. Y'all rather go at each other next talking about bullshit. Y'all love y'all. I love y'all so much. Y'all got all the power in the world. Don't even know it. Sweethearts. Bless your heart. Y'all some beautiful motherfuckers out here in the world. I'm so serious. I sit back and I look at it and I be like, look at all the energy running around. Look at everything playing out. It's dope too. It's a lot of power within that. You know what I'm saying? But people not going to sit down and say, yo, you know what we can do together? Nah, because people got the mentality of wanting to play the role. You think the TV version of Kings and Queens is what it really means. Everything was taken from another aspect. So there's always going to be the retrospective conversation to the duality of the situation. That's always going to be the reality. So when one thing is more aggressed on one side, then the conversation is going to come back to the contrast to that. That's how the world is going to talk. It's going to keep you in a box. So when it has one thing that's negative going on all the time, you're going to have somebody come out and say, yo, look, why don't this just happen? Because that's always like that. Why don't we do this? It's the contrast. So you got to have a balance. So even when things are bad, somebody going to come out talking in a retrospective good. When things are too good, you're going to have something negative negative pops up. Like this can happen if was a fifth ideals. You know what I'm saying? So this is how the retrospect of the world play. It's always going to shift back and forth. You got to understand first and foremost that that's the box that we trapped in. That's the box. You don't wait for good to happen just so you can say, oh, I'm happy that it's good. Or like even with the seasons, we like, yo, it was cold. Now it's warm. Now it's this. Now it's that. Like they got you trapped in the mentality to see the shift go ebb and flow. And the mentality of you understanding that this take place unbeknownst to you, you can watch it come into fruition. That means you got more control over the circumstance than anybody else who think they know. Nah, because you know the ebb and flow. So now you're getting ready. I'll give you a small example. Every year, holidays fall on the same day. You the only person that run to the deals and get trapped up in that saying, oh, I can't buy this because now they're selling it for this price at this time. Why don't you have your holidays when you want to? I was a dumb dude when I was young. I ain't gonna front. I used to hustle and be dumb and all in the street, all that toting shit and doing dumb shit. But I was smart. I was like, yo, when Thanksgiving, we're gonna do this 2 months early. Like, what you talking about? Man, you know how cheap turkeys is right now? I can go get all this stuff right now for Thanksgiving for half the price. And you know we're gonna do all of us together. We family right now. Why we can't be thankful for each other? They be like, yo, you tripping? I ain't tripping. I'm serious. I'm about to go spend $100. We about to have Thanksgiving. And I cook all this food. That's what I used to do back in the day. And people would sit around, we'd eat. When Thanksgiving come around, I'm good. I had Thanksgiving last month. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you can't always give to your people? Why it gotta be a particular day? It's a trap in the mentality. It's called control. So if you've been watching control take place for Ideen meaning forever. You've been watching control take place. What you need to do is look at the retrospect and see how this energy pulls and pushes people. So watch somebody who was cool say, all right, nah, this is about to take place. I got to get up and I got to move. So now they're out of their own situation. You out of your own situation. Now you got to go over here and put this aggressive energy into this over here. Now it takes you out of your character. Now you can't love the people you wanted to love. You can't be connected to the things you was normally connected to because the ebb and flow of life, the things that the system got you out here dealing with. Man, y'all got so much power. Y'all got so much power. Yo, you don't realize the level of power you got. You don't realize the level of power you got, but I'm going to show you. And that example ain't even really a dope example. It's just something I used to do back in the day. The value of money. People be like, yo, money. Look. One person gets 6 streams of income can become rich. Watch how I mess your head up. 6 friends that got they got 1 stream of income is already rich. But y'all income streams is separate. So this is what you should do. Get 6 friends that all got an income stream. Y'all go somewhere where you got a low budget pay something. And y'all work them 6 income streams into one cipher. After that first year, all of y'all gonna be a millionaire. Hey, I'll wait for you to figure it out. I'll wait for y'all to figure it out. It's the facts. Don't let that go over your head neither, because there's a lot of young ones out here, man, and y'all need to start buying up land and doing different shit, buying businesses and formulating the value differently. Don't think about one person creating 6 streams of income. That's just greed. When y'all can be ladders, and pulling each other up. You know what I'm saying? 6 streams of income individually between 6 people can multiply that to 12 streams of income. You know what I'm saying? Then y'all can individually create 6 streams of income for 6 individuals. You know what I'm saying? So that's 36 streams of income. You're talking about Orca Big. You're talking about, you know what I'm saying? You talk about Moon Big. You know what I'm saying? Like Planetary. You know what I'm saying? Talking about y'all got enough money to forget about money. And that's the value of how things can be created. You know what I'm saying? You are the value. So you make the value what it's supposed to be. But greed is always going to separate the real value from what it is. Greed does this. You got to think about it. Greed is like the essence, the cognitive dissonance. That's what greed is. Greed is the essence of cognitive dissonance. So a person starts thinking, I got to get it all for myself. I got to take it all for me. You know what I'm saying? Why? Why? When in fact, you can multiply the value. You know what I'm saying? If you're intelligent, you plant a seed, that seed gonna give you more of the fruit. When you get a fruit, majority of the time, that fruit got like 5 or 6 of those seeds in that fruit or more, right? That's off one of those fruits. When that one fruit hit the ground, it can grow like 7, 8, 9 plants off one fruit. Why we don't move like that? Why you don't move like the divine made you move? Like, why you don't move like the divine created you? In your nutsack, you got over 1 billion seeds, yo. You can create kids for a minute. Why you don't move like the natural order of things? Nah, you rather be greedy. I can get it all for myself. That's a different entity right there. That's not of divine. If you're of divine, you're gonna think in large multiplication skills. You're gonna think in the largest connection value, because that's how you create it. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, why would I say I need 6 streams of income when I got 6 homeboys that got 1 stream of income? We just need to put ourselves in a different situation while we got these streams of income. So you still got 6 streams of income in one place. See what I'm saying? You can have a capstone of the person, the 7th person, that adds the value to where this needs to be at. You know what that's going to change y'all into? A motion of individual streams of income that's sitting right next to each other. You know how hard it is to get close to those streams of income? Now your energy is residual. These streams is touching each other because they're in the same place. So now you can feed off each other. You automatically become rich overnight because this is what you have the circumference to do. What are you going to do with these funds if you're not doing everything else the world has to offer with it? You're going to become rich, goddammit. What's the point? You know what I'm saying? Rich is more of that value, more viscous. So it's not about you being more viscous. How one going to be more viscous? One is syrupy. That's like, you kind of sticky, but you ain't really got it. But if it's 6 of us and we all got 1 apiece, we already rich. We just got to combine the time. So now that time that we would normally throw away trying to get this to be rich, now we have already invested that time into ourselves. So that's the stream. With the investment time that we put into ourselves, you already got your riches. You came in the door with that. You just took the time and replaced it. Other than having that time for yourself, saying, I'll get there when I get there. Nah, you took that time and placed it with these individuals. So now the value is increased. That's how everything works. If you take the time and put it into this situation, you're going to make a family. You take the time and put it into that, you're going to serve the job. It's everything you put your time in, it serves. Why don't you put your time into the value of having what you're trying to want individually with 6 individual people? 6 streams of income individually. You're bringing those worlds into a tight circle. Automatically, they're going to meld together. All of y'all become rich overnight. Then you start teaching how combination works and value. See, we're talking about residual. Separated, they can't do anything. You're just going to be out there paying bills, living a regular life. But once you can design the value, you got to look at things different. People pay rent. How about rent months? How many people think like that? Before you go get a place, you be like, yo, I got to put this down, and then I get this right here, and then I got to get the lights on. Nah, if you accommodating with a group of people, no, y'all work at a certain ratio and say, you know what? Instead of us renting this, we about to go put down on 6 months. We're going to pay that outright. No, we're going to pay for a year outright. So we ain't got to keep paying this. So we're going to get this money up right now. That might be about $5,500, depending on the place you get, depending on the price you spending per month. You go get that, and you go ahead and get that time out of the way. Now, keep in mind, y'all all got a stream of income coming in individually. So what y'all do before you go get in the place, you already knock out the first bill that's going to be the heaviest. You pay for a year. Now you got a year to bring in 6 streams of income in. What? Airplane. Nah, because individuals be selfish. You could do it with your family. You could do it with people who really want to focus on the right thought pattern. But nah, people, they stand in different mentalities in that spirit, you know what I mean? And you can't really accomplish anything because somebody think they got to be the one. If you can't think like this, how you going to be one of anything? The one is what combines everything. That's what made the one. You see what I'm saying? The one was able to make DNA for my body for me to exist. So that means I got to think off the pattern of how I exist. This is a complicated body. So how do I X everybody out to expect existence? When in fact, the reason why I exist is because we are part of everything. So that means you're gonna combine the nutrient value of what you are with other nutrient values. So that means the more you combine what you are with more of what you are, that multiplies the value. We talking about frequency. So if I got 6 bands of frequency of the same energy right next to each other, isn't that a powerful burst? That's harder than a 22. If I'm busting like a shotgun, they both guns, right? But one got more force. Yeah, because it got more centrifugal. This is what we supposed to be doing, coming together on a different aspect. But then the world be like, oh, because I ain't think of that plan, I don't want to be a part of it. Oh, because it ain't go this way, I don't want nothing to do with it. Oh, because I can't be, that hate energy, that's all disobedient energy. Anything that stops a flow that liberates everybody is a personal issue. I ain't got time for all that. And if you weak enough to side with a personal issue, not being able to see that a person trying to be dumb, deaf, or blind and stupid at the same time, how can I have a retrospective conversation with that? Me personally, I'll just walk away and let a motherfucker laugh and be stupid. They be like, oh, you mad? I'm not mad. No, you're dumb. Because y'all rather waste time. It's a lot of people who waste time because they think they're going to take something. At the end of the day, my brain is a Rubik's Cube. I see the way people can live in a certain aspect, but you got to be in your own divinity. Ain't nobody can carry stupidity. We can all have a normal conversation and laugh and joke. But at the end of the day, what's serious about not going anywhere? What's serious about taking your whole essence and placing it under another man because they offer you something? You a sucker. You can't offer me worth my value and what I stand on. You can't tell me, oh, this is what you're worth. Especially if I'm creating it. And if I'm connected to other heads and we are all in the same, I'm going to uphold the value. That's a diamond to me. Why wouldn't I respect the next frequency next to mine on that? We got to get to the same level. I'm making a whole bed and I got 7 blankets. I got to fold each one. I got to take care of each one because they're all going to keep me warm. This is a connection value on the same level. Everybody doing the same thing. We're going to feel the same. If you remove one, that one is going to be cold. So it takes all of them to keep the heat going. If we're going to get anywhere, you got to get back to the mentality of understanding why we're supposed to be together. One shell off of the seed can't supply nutrients for the whole forest. It can only feed that one seed. But if I got a lot of shells and they all crunch together. I can feed a lot of trees. They'll all break down. It'll give more. So if I'm up out of here, we might as well clump together and get up out of here and give birth to a new because we stood together, not because we separated. The world is eager for the separation and everybody running in the different directions. Wide and spacious is the road to destruction. Oh, fuck this world, fuck this, fuck this. I don't care, I ain't with this, I ain't with that. Why you looking in a reflection? That's like you telling yourself in the mirror, you don't fuck with you. This shit funny to me. I be like, yo, this shit crazy. Keep praying to divine. Keep praying to divine. People like, yo, divine ain't gonna do shit. What you mean divine ain't gonna do shit? Divine ain't gonna give you nothing. Divine gave you everything. The reason why you say indifferent to divine, divine gave you that. Don't forget the motion that you're moving, the words that you're using, the essence that you're using is charged off divine light. It ain't charged off of your intuition, off the hard work you put in. That came off of divine energy. Every cell is full with neuromelanin. Comes straight from the divinity, straight from the universe. Every single person on this earth absorbs sunlight in some ratio. Every single person. You turn off the energy of the universe, you turn off life. Period. So how is it not a retrospect? How is it not something that we have a contingency to? Because people are impatient. They'll be like, well, I haven't felt that. I haven't experienced that. I had to go this way. I had to do this. This is all I ever done. I understand that. I've been an impatient person. I've been a person who wanted shit in my own time. I've been a person who would do different things. I've been that because of the temper and the understanding. But you know what? I've also been in a situation where I had to wait through the time that I didn't think I was going to get it and didn't receive and watch it come into fruition. Not even knowing. I'm sitting there like, I don't know where it's going to come from. And it came brand new. I stand testament to that. I tell you 10 stories. Like, yo, I don't even know this individual out of the blue. Boom, bam. I can call somebody on the phone and be like, yo, tell a story. I don't even know this dude like that. They'll tell you they self. And they're going to be like, word. He was a blessing. If he wasn't there, I don't know what would have happened. I tell you the connection story to that and find myself in a situation unbeknownst to me. But we all play a role like chess pieces being moved. None of my will. I'm releasing my will. I'm releasing my saying what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out here and make this happen. I'm gonna shake this. No, I'm releasing all that. I'm releasing. I'm sacrificing. I'm saying, nah, I ain't gonna put none of my will. I'm not gonna head first nothing. You're gonna guide me through this. I'm depending on you to guide me through this. And I'm waiting through patience. I'm waiting through the aspect of what my body feel saying, go, get up. And I'm like, nah, I ain't moving. I'm here. I will be led. And I was led. Slow, gradual steps bringing you out of this. Gradual steps. It's like, why are they so gradual when I know where I want to go? Because I need you to appreciate. I need you to understand when I'm giving you this, you can't just toss this away. So it's going to take time for you to learn this. I can't just give it to you. If I just give it to you and let it happen, you ain't going to appreciate this shit. You're not going to care. You're going to be like, it just came, so boom, bam. Yeah, so most of you won't get it, period. You won't never get it. Because of that reason in itself. This some real precious shit. It's real precious. And these steps, they have to be catered for. These steps, they have to be taken care of personally. It's like you're nourishing the steps in the same time. Sometimes you won't even take no more than one or two because that placement you stand has to be embedded with you. You have to really stand on that. You have to really stand on that. So sometimes the motion is not even moving. You're just in a spot. Being because divine said so. And where you be at that moment is where you shine the brightest. All praise due to the Most High. You don't get to say what job you get to do. You don't get to say when your job is over. You don't get to say if you deserve the profit. You don't get to say when it's time for anything. This is you relinquishing. This is you saying, all right, I don't know shit because my body reacting on its own time. It want to eat. It wants sex. It want money. It want to go somewhere. It want to sleep. It want to drink. It want to get high. It want to do this. It want to do all that. It want to live. Divine said, experiences are yours best through me. You take these experiences yourself and get them half-assed. If you allow me to guide you through this, you stay fulfilled. I'm going to teach you how to temper out your own shit. People overdo shit. Some people overdo a whole bunch. You go so far with overdosing, you lose the whole taste of anything. You done fucked yourself numb. You can't even feel what it feel like to have sex no more. You done drunk yourself silly. You can't even taste the liquor. You done smoked all your brain cells out, so you got none that's going to react to the synapses of the THC in the first place. You done ate yourself silly. You're so fat and sloppy, you don't know what to do. This is why you need divine to help you guide yourself through these things, because you don't know when to stop. You don't have a natural governor. You get mad and you want to kill something that you didn't create. You go low, you want to take from somebody else. You don't like how you felt, so you want to have revenge. You the judge and the jury and executioner. Divine said, who fired me from my job? All praise due to the Most High. Divine said, who fired me from my job? You the controller, you the boss, but I gave you life. You forget this until you lose your life. So with that body sitting there looking like a whole mannequin sucked in with no light in it, 21 grams going out your body, and that's when you remember, oh, I wasn't the body the whole time. And then at that point, you're crossing that threshold, and divine makes you realize every decision in your life, and now you want to be the help for what you left behind. That's fucked up. I'm going to spiritually help you over here because I was an idiot when I was in the body. See, it takes unconditional love to even deal with any of this shit. And you have to practice that with yourself before you can even step into these shoes. How are you going to actually see your people for what they are and still love them? You ain't ready for this knowledge. You don't know the heinous shit motherfuckers used to do. Divine will show you some shit that'll break you down in 3,000 ways, and you sitting there like, I didn't notice. You can't handle that level of truth. Divine said, I will give you all the truth of the world if you remove the emotions yourself, because you're in motion. I got to take you to see this shit. I got to take you. I got to guide you to show you all this shit. So when I start showing you, how are you going to react? You going to lose your mind? You going to flip out, go hurt something I created? How am I going to teach them a lesson if you go hurt them? How am I going to take from them if you take from them? How am I going to teach them a lesson if you steady in their face? I am the judge, jury, and executioner. You don't get to do that. And when you step into those shoes, you know what you do? You quicken the individual. You telling divine, F them, this is what I'm going to do. Divine like, word, word. Where they do that at? Forgot I created you, or you done lost your mind too. Okay, all right, I got another problem to deal with. It's a fact. And every time you think you're getting closer to making it better, you fall steps behind because of your own actions. People like, yo, you gullible, you stupid. Why you let this happen? Why you let that happen? Because I know what you're doing. You think I don't know what it feels like after being in this situation my entire life? I don't have a retrospect of what that looks like and what it feels like. No, divine been guiding me because ain't nobody else been there. When the ones that truly left me, that love me, left me, Divine said, I got you. Let it happen. You know what it feel like when you take your knuckles and you punch a mung bean bag? Start getting calloused. So the pressure of the punch starts getting weak. Think about what I'm saying. I wasn't supposed to do anything in this world but experience. On all levels. Both sides. Now the ones I took, because I didn't know, set me up for what was going to come, because I should have. This is experience. Once you learn that, it reverses the polarity. You get to watch it. And you get to choose which one you put in, if you throw a little salt on this or you throw a little pepper. Because you balance it out. It's the reality. Divine say, pay close attention to your thoughts and your actions. Why? Because you got to know when to put them shits out right. See, we're going to start standing in divinity. And see, it was a mission to have to reteach you how to stand in divinity because you gave yourself up to something less of a value. You forgot you was the nutrients. We used to teach the fact. They knew this. We had to teach it. You was the nutrients. See that overbearing, powerful, unconditional love that when you move, it's so smooth. Everything just want to be like that. Because it just feels so good to put it on. God damn, it's strong. Yeah, I know you want to be like it because it's the original. Ain't no carbon copies. We the original printers. On the street back in the days in the 70s, breakdancing, showing them how to get down, slide up on the chick with the romancing, showing how I get down. It's naturally all inside of you. They like, get down, Brown. Ooh, smooth. It just came natural. You don't try to do shit. We used to put it on. Oh, look at you, sharp. Look how that fit on you. Had to try to do what? I've been because I am. One of the first names of divine. I've been because I am. One of the first names of divine. Don't get on here trying to see the carbon copy of the value. You got to understand what this is. You can't replay this. You only going to give them a slice of the cheese. They need the whole block. They need the whole block. But how you going to get them to understand what a block is if you steady slicing pieces off? Like, oh, I'm going to go get some of that too. It ain't you being you. See, I'm trying to tell you who you is and bring you back to your portion of that. But I can't tell you by talking to me or talking about me. We got to have a conversation about you. And I need you to be real with yourself while talking to me. I need you to give me the lowdown. The good, the bad, the ugly. So we can really chop through that and I can show you all the pieces of that comes out of both sides. Like sandwich meat. Yeah, we're gonna take them all apart and then put it back together. Be like, this was your sandwich. But you ain't know all that you had, or you ain't know you had all of that in there because they chopped everything together. See, this was me naturally. I always was told, yo, you this, you that. I was like, I'm that, I'm this. He was telling me this when I was a kid. I never gave myself a name. Names was given to me. That's a difference. I don't walk around and say I'm nothing. I say I am. I've been called retrospects of value and never accepted none of it. All praise due to the divine. People hate the value that I'm so humble to the, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Nah, how you good? I wouldn't. I'd be the one to take it and run it. That's the difference between you and I. There's no need to take it and run with it if you already produced it. You don't see the energy spreading. The energy does its own thing. That's where we come from. And so many of niggas like me that forgot they was like this. When I was a kid, you couldn't come out on my block without having your shoelaces twisted up the right way. And if your shit was whack, niggas gonna tell you your shit was whack. You had to be the one to be the next thing, to do the next best thing. That's the whole point. So where you better at in yourself? That's where cracking jokes and all that shit came from. We used to always keep ourselves up to par. We would challenge ourselves, but on a humble way. And that challenge got out of hand and niggas started killing each other, literally. Because people started seeing what was happening and they would throw these bullshit ass games in from different movies and shit. Russian roulette. Now you got best friends playing with death. They don't tell you these stories. They let them get buried in the history. And people don't know how we literally strip these values, putting in the wrong inference, putting in the wrong understanding. And nobody take responsibility for the shit they do. They just say, oh, I went through this. I don't give a damn. If you went through it, then you know better. If you went through it, then you know better. So that means you're bitter. That means you're more dangerous than the situation that you're talking about is, because you infect people. Confirmation. Because you infect people. That's something different. You bring a negative seed around, now people thinking like you. They like, people don't naturally think evil. That's not a natural thing. It's not natural for people to have a level of hate. So when you come around, I don't like this motherfucker, you're infecting people. You have to ask yourself, why didn't you get along with somebody? And you have to keep in mind, if something's going left, when did you try to make it go right? So when you gotta keep in mind, like, yo, what is a problem really? If a problem is a problem, if you ain't tried to solve it, we adults, right? So how is a problem unless you ain't try to solve it? Oh, you a kid. See, kids don't do that. Kids run from the problem and run home and get somebody else to solve it. So they leave spaces in between that. See, when you adult, you can step to it and say, listen, we're not gonna do that. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. That's what adults do. See, children, they handle their problems like children. Thus, the retrospect of the conversation of the value sounds as such. I don't like this because. This is this because. Nah, that ain't got nothing to do with the strength of an adult. Adults don't have children conversations. And if that's the way you explain in a circumstance because you're dealing with something, you're ultimately saying you're a motherfucking child. I can't handle shit. I don't know how to conduct myself as an adult. This is what this shit is. Why I don't get in certain conversations with people. Like, I hear a lot of shit being said. I'm like, yo, why would you have that conversation if you're an adult? People don't do shit like that. This is not normal world. I'm not going to even discuss certain shit with motherfuckers in certain ages. I'm going to have to reschedule the way I say things because I know you're a child. And if you're an adult with a child mentality, I'm going to treat you the same way. Because I can tell by the way you speak and how you handle yourself, I cannot conduct myself with you in a particular way. It's a fact. But I ain't going to hold you, though. Love y'all. Naga.